Yo, yo, yo. It's everyone's favourite British EU amateur Halo player that has the Gamertag TE sketch. Of course me, Joe Sketch. And despite not covering the last weeks of the EU and NA Pro League, don't worry, they're coming, I'm here today to give a recap on the last Halo event before finals. HCS Las Vegas, baby. Strap on, as this will be a long one. We had big news out of the gate regarding the event. EU big boys Fabe, who have only been defeated once in their last 23 Pro League games, including Season 1 finals, would make their trip to the City of Light. This was the best my home continent had to offer. Could they compete? Other news saw Optic and Luminosity not make the journey, but the other 6 pro teams, Team Allegiance, Team Envious, Team Liquid, Evil Geniuses, Enigma 6 and Big Daddy T's Straight Rippin' would all be there competing in the 25 grand prize pool. This event wasn't just a warm-up for LAN finals, but the battleground for open circuit teams to qualify for relegation. Of the top 16 from the online competitions, 7 teams would take place. These were Bittersweet, with popular semi-pro Randa on the squad, outside favourites to qualify but never count out Randa. Panda Gaming, giving the old school players new life, with Ryanoob and Cloud a part of their roster. They showed a great performance at UGC St. Louis, placing 4th, only behind pro teams, and looked a solid contender to qualify. Former Contagious roster, now turned 6S Gaming, or Success Gaming. Powerhouses Online, they won Legendary Cup 5 and 7. With the new acquisition of Bohm X, they looked poised to take a top spot. Dynasty, revived by an old player for the squad during the Reach days, Tizoxic wanted to prove he still had what it takes. They could clinch a spot if they have their A-game on. Freeze Up at the start of the season with an Optic of the open circuit. Everyone thought they would dominate their opposition, but just like Optic in the league, they weren't the out-and-out power they were expected to be. Top points in the open circuit, despite not winning a Legendary Cup since number 4, they still went into Vegas as favourites, and with Renegade and Rami on the team, that was definitely the case. Most Wanted showed a very strong LAN potential, with Captain Lifestyle ever present. They have attended every event since the start of the season. 56th at UGC St. Louis, and 4th at HCS Orange County. Only questions are around their 4th, Swift Kill, who replaces the skilled Bomex. And Team Solstice, on paper the worst of the 7. Solstice played at all the events before and during the HCS summer season, placing 9th to 16th in Chattanooga, not picking up a win, 7th to 8th in St. Louis, and 9th to 12th in Orange County. A strong side consisting mostly of new players up and coming, they could steal a spot if they're at their best. Free-for-all. Free-for-all Friday kicked off the event, and there were some strong showings from the NA amateurs. Top 3 of the combined Game 1 and 2 placing would advance. When it got to the semis, 3 semi-finals would take place, with the top 2 making the final. Jazero, Trippy, Eli Elite, Stella, Ryanoob and Snipedown would be the finalists. Quick shout out to my EU brethren Respectful for placing 3rd in his semi-final heat, placing 1st in Game 1 but not making it through. 7 points, that's a 2nd place and a 5th place finish, was good enough to see Eli Elite through to the finals as Ryanoob won both of his games. Game 1, FFA on regret, saw Stella pick up 6 points with 32 kills, just behind him was Eli Elite with 30, then Snipedown was sneaking 3rd with 25, Jazero of 24 and 4th, Trippy in 5th with 21, and Ryanoob at the bottom with 19. Game 2 was Mercy. Snipedown put on a show, placing 1st with 40 kills. Eli Elite got the lead from Stella with 15 seconds on the clock, 28 kills. Stella with 27, 24 for Jazero, 23 for Trippy, and Ryanoob with 20. The top 3 were all tied on 10 points. Snipedown, Stella, and Eli Elite. Snipedown's performance in Game 2 was a decider to this tie, as it went to kills. 65 kills for him, Stella in 2nd with 59, and Eli Elite in 3rd with 58. 1 kill loses you a grand, that's gutting. The Open Bracket. The Open Bracket is a bracket for amateur teams to qualify for the main event. The top 4 went through. No real surprises here in the winners finals, both Dynasty and 6S qualified. Through the losers bracket, a swift 3-0 saw Bittersweet join them, as well as Panda, who were taken to Game 5 by STDX. As for the open circuit finals, Dynasty got a bye through to round 2, Most Wanted lost 3-1 off stream against Panda Gaming, Freeze Up beat Bittersweet 3-1, and 6S Gaming cruised past Team Solace 3-0. In the losers bracket, Bittersweet came out on top versus Team Solstice, they go out in 7th. Round 2 saw the stream start up. Panda Gaming versus Dynasty. A big win for Panda in round 1 was hoping to bring the old guard some form. Game 1, 100-59 on Empire Stronghold to Dynasty. And more of the same in Game 2, Eden Slayer. Dynasty 50-37. Dynasty had 21 power weapon kills compared to Panda's 2. Stasis CTF was a quick 3-0 to the boys in green, doubling Dynasty's kills, bringing the series to 2-1. Game 4 was won swiftly by Dynasty 100-36 on Stronghold's Plaza, taking the series 3-1. They would be joined in the winners final by Freeze Up after a 3-0 win over 6S Gaming. As for the losers bracket, coming onto the stream was Most Wanted 1-1 against 6S playing Eden Strongholds, but a minute into their appearance on screen they lost 100-50. 2-1 to 6S going into Game 4. Most Wanted started Fabe CTF tripling 6S's kills, but after 3 minutes no cap on the board. This would cost them. 2-2, former Most Wanted player Bomex to cap the penultimate flag for 6S. They win 3-2 and the series 3-1. Most Wanted out in 5th to 6th. Joining them in 5th to 6th would be Bittersweet, who would lose their losers bracket match to Panda 3-0. Game 3 was 100-96 on Stronghold's Eden. 4 teams left with 2 spots available. Next up will be the winners final, Dynasty vs Freeze Up. Winner would qualify. Game 1 was Coliseum CTF. Freeze Up making quick work of Dynasty in just over 3 minutes, the score 3-0. Prototype grabbing a triple kill to end the game. Game 2 was a closely fought match on Slayer Regret, but Freeze Up clutched up to win 50-47, catching Baby J bottom mid for a final kill and took a 2-0 lead in the series. Freeze Up would be too much for Dynasty. They took Game 3, the Rig Strongholds, 100-38 and swept them 3-0. Monster 18 for 8, whereas Chaser 3 for 13 for Dynasty. Loser semis was between 6S and Panda. Both teams only 2 wins away from qualifying. The Rig Strongholds saw a 100-81 victory for 6S, with Trippy going huge with 21 kills. Eden Slayer was Saiyan's turn to shine. 6S would win 50-39 and he would go 17 for 6. Panda, once again, won the CTF like they did versus Dynasty, 3-0 on Truth. Saiyan had more than double the kills of any of his teammates. There was no reverse sweep on the cards. Empire Strongholds went to 6S 100-37 and 3-1 in the series, taking them to the losers final against Dynasty. Winner qualifies for relegation. 6S and Dynasty were not the expected names competing for this spot, but they both had deserved it. Game 1 would go 2-1 on CTF Fabe to 6S, with Trippy and Saiyan having 48 kills between them. A misplay by 6S late on Regret Slayer allowed Toxic to grab the last OS, which lost them the game 50-48, after being 48-45 up. 1-1. 6S would answer back on an Eden Stronghold 158 to lead 2-1 in the series. A fantastic way to end the open circuit finals, CTF Truth 3-1 to 6S, whilst we were in TeamSpeak with them. Fall back! Fall back! They stamped the last ticket for Burbank, 3-1. So in relegation, you will have Allegiance, Enigma 6, Freeze Up and 6S. Next up is the part you've all been waiting for and probably skipped to, the championship bracket. 14 teams competing for their share of the 25 grand. Envy and Freeze Up drew the long straws as they both got a bye to round 2. As for the other 12, they would all play here. Round 1. On the main stage, we had Allegiance take on Dynasty, and off stream we saw the EU Giants Fabe take on the Inform 6S. The stream breaks off mid-plaza Strongholds, just as Allegiance was about to win 100-62, to showcase Evil Geniuses versus Most Wanted. Most Wanted underperformed the open circuit, and EG underperformed the Pro League this season. This would be an interesting fight. Most Wanted started well, gaining control, but it was Evil Geniuses who ended the better of Game 1, Empire Strongholds, 100-63. In Game 2, it was all EG. Roy didn't die until there were 35 kills on the mark. Collie Slayer ended 50-22 to EG. ALG made an appearance back on the mainstream as they were 2-0 up against Dynasty and 1-0 up on CTF Fabe, but it lasted about a minute before EG were back in the spotlight. They also were 2-0 in the series going into CTF Fabe. EG finished off in good fashion, 3-1 on CTF Fabe. Stay alive, stay alive! Great communication coming out from the team. As for Allegiance, they won 3-0 against Dynasty. No mainstream love for Fabe vs 6S, this was broadcasted on Periscope. The British boys won all three. It was hard to tell the score on Truth Slayer, but Truth CTF was a strong 3-1. Rounding up round 1 was Straight Rippin', sweeping Bittersweet, Team Liquid also winning by the Big Three versus Team Solstice, and E6 capping off the round of all 3-0 victories, beating Panda. Round 2 would see Envy take on Freeze Up, EG versus E6, Team Liquid giving Fabe their first pro NA test, and Straight Rippin' versus Allegiance. We see a glimpse of Envy on stream as they make quick work of Freeze Up in Game 1 CTF Coliseum, 3-0 the final score. But now onto the big one, NA vs EU. Insert hyper emoji here, as Team Liquid took on Fab E, starting off with Truth capture the flag. A bit of a main stage chills for Fab E. They start the better of the teams, but went 1-0 down. Liquid too good at collapsing. After 3 minutes or so of trading, Liquid pushed into top flag capping gear, 2-0 became 3-0 quickly, and Liquid won Game 1. Game 2, Plaza Slayer, Liquid started with a 5-kill lead and held it the whole game. Fabe nearly came back late game, only 3 kills behind, 46-44, but Jimbo missed for OS and Liquid collapsed for the win, 50-45. Penguin went off 20 for 8. In the Jimbo interview, he said Coliseum was his favourite map, but he never got to play on it. Liquid showed no mercy on Plaza Strongholds, showing Fabe what it's like to lose 100-0. A 3-man push being shut down without a kill just summed up Fabe's game. Oh, and Walsh in Strongside? My favourite cereal has to be Golden Nuggets. No competition. Fabe just don't have the competition to become a world-class team playing in the EU, which showed during this game. Envy made it quick versus Freeze Up, 3-0. EG, E6 was next. Let the trash talk begin. E6 got the better of EG last time on LAN at UGC St. Louis. EG set into CTF Collie to prove that result wrong. 3-0, Game 1. Evil Genius's fans going crazy during Game 2 Plaza as Stella plants a sticky on Kratos, the final score 50-35 in favour of EG, Ninja also sticking Kratos for the final kill. Let's go EG! Let's go EG! The crowd chanting, but it was Enigma 6 who gained the hype they needed. They won Game 3, Empire Strongholds, 100-57. With Boo Boo Doo Boo putting his controller down to make a statement, he went 19 for 17 for 8, with an overkill extermination to boot. CTF Fathom, 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, and Enigma 6 getting the last cap to make a reverse sweep a possibility, despite getting outslayed. I remember a certain Pro League game that went to Game 5, and Ninja hit a no-scope with 10 seconds left to win by 1 kill. This series had the same intensity. Game 5 was Coliseum Slayer, and no 1-kill win this time as EG outperformed E6 and stopped the reverse sweep, 50-42. The last winners bracket game was won off-stream by Allegiance. They swept an upset, Straight Rippin', 3-0. Losers bracket round 1. Most wanted out as they lose 3-0 to Panda Gaming. 6S made Solstice pack their bags as well, 3-0. And Bittersweet came out on top of a 5-game thriller versus Dynasty, 3-2. Losers round 2 saw Fabe beat Panda 3-0, 140 in Plaza Strongholds, re-amending their 100-0 earlier, winning the Rig Slayer and finishing with a 3-0 Truth CTF win. Enigma 6 bounced back to beat 6S 3-1, one of the teams they'll be playing against in Burbank, and Freeze Up beat a resilient Bittersweet 3-0. Round 3. What a series of matches. Both Game 5s. Envy took on Evil Geniuses and Liquid battled it out versus Team Allegiance, which on paper looked 2 easy games. On the main stage was the Envy EG match, Game 1 Plaza Strongholds, and surprisingly, EG, led by Royberg, won Game 1 100-74. Whilst this was on the main stage, Liquid won Game 1 against ALG, but ALG tied it up on Regret Slayer. 2-0 up in Game 3 CTF Truth to ALG at this point in time, with Allegiance getting the flag to the 90% mark on the map. Back to the Envy game. Number 2 was Slayer the Rig. A closely fought game saw Envy come out on top 50-43, 1-1 in the series. Allegiance got reverse flag swept, losing Game 3 and going 2-1 down against Liquid off stream. They would need to win Empire Strongholds. We jump on board in that game at a crucial time, 69-75 to Liquid. 83 points for Liquid as ALG gained control. They tie it at 85 all. Pre-Dev going clutch, and they make it 99 before Liquid gain control. Scary for Allegiance as Liquid bring it back to 99-95 before ALG finally get the last point they needed, 100-95, and go into a Game 5. Game 3 in MVEG was CTF Coliseum. We saw a greatly fought game go to Envy, 2-1, and Stellar and Snipedown hitting domes, but EG were aboard the struggle bus as they couldn't cap the tying flag. 98 kills to Envy to EG's 78. EG's only power weapon kills coming from no scopes. Great update from Elamite. He's still lost in his Halo 3 days. Liquid beat Allegiance in Game 5 Guardian Slayer. But seriously, Liquid get the better of a stubborn Allegiance squad 3-2 to advance to the winners final. Oh my lunchbox, EG dominate Game 4 early on 98-19. Envy, just like Game 1, come back to 82 points, but EG see them off 100-82. Huke a massive 28-15 on the losing side. Only 2 people positive in the whole game, him and Stellar. Game 5 hype in the chat. Pistola got a birthday cake already, but wanted a steak dinner, as he gets it in Game 5 Plaza Slayer. They advance 3-2, the score being 50-28. EG down into the losers bracket. Losers round 3. 2 games here, as we see Straight Rippin vs Fabe and E6 vs Freeze Up. All teams fighting for their tournament life. Straight vs Fab EU first. True CTF didn't start well for Fabe, Straight Rippin securing 2 caps relatively early. Fabe came back with one of their own, but it wasn't enough. Straight capping win 3-1 and go 1-0 up in the series. Eco jumping over Respectful's head to avoid being killed for the final flag run. But Fabe didn't curl over for Straight Rippin. They came out positively in Game 2, the Rig Slayer. The chat was loving the British listening, many T references made. Fabe surprised many winning Game 2 50-38. Everyone on the team going positive. Plaza Strongholds wasn't 100-0 this time, with the scores tied at 66 all. Straight Rippin came out on top to win 100-70. 2 Foxy going 4 for 17, and Eco on the other side going 21 for 9. In Coliseum CTF, the game starts slowly, but Ace liven things up with 2 sick no-scopes, but Fabe go 1-0 up after some turtle down defending. Straight tie up the game and go on to win 3-1, and 3-1 in the series. APG 32 for 17 for 20, and Hines with 21 assists. Mose and 2 Foxy going double negative. Great showing from Fabe at their first foreign event. Fabe's final series stats were Mose 41 kills to 61 deaths, Jimbo 57 kills to 67 deaths, Respectful with a very respectful 61 kills to 57 deaths, and 2 Foxy with a lackluster 37 kills to 66 deaths. We jumped on board with E6 leading Freeze Up 2-0 after winning Truth CTF 3-2, and the Slayer game. Game 3 was Rig Strongholds. E6 held control for most of the game, but Freeze Up rallied back to get 33 consecutive points, 100-87 and 2-1 to E6 in the series. We also had a proposal by 2 lovely Halo fans, which was awesome to see. Right, back into the Halo. CTF Coliseum saw 2 minutes and 2 caps of Freeze Up. 4 dead for E6, we're going to Game 5, that was domination. 3 kills for Kratos, but it was a relatively short game, so I'll let him off. It went 33-33 in Plaza Slayer, but Freeze Up slowly crept ahead. 41-34, 48-40, and before you know it, Freeze Up reverse sweep E6 and knock them out, 50-44, 3-2 in the series. Losers round 4. EG play their 3rd game 5 in a row versus Straight Rippin, and Allegiance play the last non-pro team, Freeze Up. On the side stage, Straight Rippin took Game 1, but EG rallied back to win Game 2. Game 3 CTF Truth was won in overtime by Straight Rippin, giving them the lead in the series. Empire Strongholds was won by EG, taking it to Game 5, but Straight held out to win Slayer Plaza 50-41, with 49 assists, 90% of their kills assisted. 3-2 in the series, and their first top 4 finish since April 2012. Thank you HCS Live Tweets for that fact. 50-41 the final score. During this, Freeze Up looked to beat the other pro team at relegation, Allegiance. The Rig Strongholds went 81 all after Allegiance had the lead early and Freeze Up powered through to win. Monster ending it with a huge double kill, 100-81. Game 2 was so close to call. 23-23, 35-35, 45-45, even 47-47, but Freeze Up got the kills they needed and went 2-0 up in the series, 50-47, the Ramster going 14 for 7. That's a lot of 7s. ALG pushed through to win Game 3 after an early misplay by Renegade and the Flag, Truth CTF 3-0 and 2-1 to Freeze Up in the series. Game 4 was over quickly, 100-25 on Empire Strongholds to Allegiance. This one went to Game 5 and potentially Freeze Up on the end of a reverse sweep this time. The State came out properly cooked, 50-29, Slayer Truth, reverse sweep for Allegiance, Renegade going -11 for Freeze Up, and they go out in the top 6. Winners Bracket Finals. Envy played Liquid, the only team to defeat them in the full season. Truth CTF gave Envy the lead 3-1 in game and 1-0 up in the series. Equal slays, but the objective worked from Envy on point. Back-to-back triple kills for Snipe Down to get Envy on the board at the start of that game. Plaza Slayer showed that Liquid had what it takes, 50-35, 1-1 in the series, and Liquid had started to heat up. And that carried through to Empire Strongholds. Team Liquid going 2-1 up in the series with a 100-67 win. 1 win away from the finals. CTF Fathom was all Liquid needed to win the series. It went to 2-2, but Spartan made plays with Camo Rail, and Liquid got the final cap, 3-2, 3-1 the series score. Losers Bracket Semi-Finals was between Straight Rippin' and Allegiance. Game 1 was won by the boys in gold, as well as Game 2. Slayer Plaza, 50-42. The Strongholds was won by Straight Rippin', but Allegiance closed the series 3-1, with a 3-1 in CTF Fathom. Losers Bracket Finals. Envy found themselves in a position they didn't want to be in. They played in the Losers Finals against Allegiance. Envy started off Eden Strongholds by getting 84 uncontested points. ALG rallied back, but Envy pulled out the W, 100-52. Envy expanded their series lead by playing everything together, 50-31 on Plaza Slayer. Allegiance looked defeated. Contra 2-14. Breaking Benjamin started to play to get the stream hyped, as this was nearly 14 hours of non-stop Halo. Envy must have heard it as they put on a clinic, going 2-0 up early in CTF Truth. Allegiance answered back, tying it up 2-2, but Hoot capped the last flag 3-2 and 3-0 to Envy in the series. Allegiance finished 3rd. The Grand Finals. We made it! It's been a journey, but we're here. In the finals, Liquid took on Envy, only needing 1 best of 7 win, whereas Envy needed 2 best of 7s. This was a long day for the players, going close to 3 AM before it finished. Game 1 was Eden Strongholds. Liquid banned Rig first every time during vetoes, and Envy Truth. Envy started hot, going 37-0 before Liquid got on the board. Walsh and Strongside commentating took me back to the final boss days, hitting me right in the nostalgia. Before you knew it, Liquid were level 45-45, but it was Envy who got the win, 100-77. Game 2 Regret Slayer looked like it was all Envy, 40-31, up, but Liquid pulled the score back 45-40. Snipe Down staying alive and waiting for his team to spawn was what it took to close out the game, 50-41, and 2-0 up in the series. Liquid came back to win CTF Truth, the CTF gods they are. They ran 2 flags consecutively to win 3-1. Next up was Plaza Strongholds. The listening with Envy on this map showed how laid back they were compared to Liquid. This playstyle showed. Envy took it 100-46 and 1 win away from another best of 7. Plaza Slayer was game 5. Rain hit a ninja on Mikwin, who had the OS to kickstart the comeback after Envy had the initial lead. Liquid make it 3-2 in the series, winning 50-43. But this wasn't enough to force a game 7. Envy came out to win the first series 4-2 on CTF Fathom 3-1. Despite what Strongside said, Team Envious were not champions yet. Man oh man, if you were already all haloed out, then tough luck, as we had another best of 7. True CTF was up first. Rain got fucking melted after he pulled Liquid's last flag, but commonly brought it home, 3-1 to Liquid, and they went up 1-0 in the series. Game 2 was a close one. It was 44-44 with a minute left on the clock, Eden Slayer, but Hydra is all Liquid needed to push through for the win, 50-45. And despite Envy's reset of the series, Liquid looked in good contention to win the Grand Finals. Envy dipsy-doodled to win Game 3 for Rig Strongholds, plus 16 more kills than Liquid, 100-91. CTF Fathom again, and this time Envy got the W and tied the series 2-2. 3-1 the final score, Mikwin hitting the 24 bomb, 8 more kills than anyone on Liquid. Despite Envy having control, Liquid naded Caster for themselves and closed out Game 5 the Rig Slayer 50-43. Liquid needed one win to win HCS Vegas. Plaza Strongholds, Liquid looked solid to win as they went 73-56 up, but Envy grabbed a quick trip cap, and before you knew it, Envy were back in the game, taking the lead at 77-76. Envy's slaying power bought them a win, 100-84. Game 7, in the second best of 7 in the Grand Finals, wow. Coliseum Slayer would be the decider. This would be a 4-kill game from a halfway mark, all the way to the end. First Liquid with a lead of 23-10 at one point, and then Envy slowly crept back, and crept back, and crept back. 49-43, and Rain gets collapsed on, 50-43. Team Envious are your HCS Las Vegas champions! Wow, what an event. Envy come back to win, Legions play out their skin, freeze up reverse sweep one of their Pro League rivals that they're facing relegation battle, and get reverse swept by another. Fabe showed to some extent that the EU are no pushovers, but Jimbo needs to remember to pick up overshields and not jump over them, and Strongside predicts the future. This event has set the stage for the Pro League finals, and I can't wait. It would have been good to see Optic here, just to judge who would come out on top, but I guess we'll have to see come December. I'm Joe Sketch, and if you've enjoyed, please give a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in matchmaking. Peace.